Let's go live now to the Chairman of the Australian Rugby League Commission, also CEO of Racing New South Wales, Peter V'landys. Peter, thanks so much for your time. Big developments for both of the sporting fields that you're heavily involved in. What are the implications in economic terms for both the Rugby League and for Racing New South Wales?
Oh, look, the downturn in revenues will be dramatic. There's no doubt about that. But we're in extraordinary circumstances, and we've just got to make the best of it. And we'll certainly be looking after participants both in racing and in rugby league to ensure that they continue to receive the income and get through this hard time.
So basically, the plan is at the moment to proceed, but without audiences, without crowds either at the racing or at the rugby league.
That's right. This weekend we're going with the crowds. I think it was a bit too late to change tack now. We went last night. But starting from next Monday, we will certainly be playing to empty stadiums in rugby league and empty racecourses in racing. We certainly respect and abide the government's ban on 500 people plus, and we will take extraordinary steps to make sure that we have the best biosecurity measures at these grounds that have got no people in them.
And I guess obviously trying to monitor the health of those in rugby league, the players, the trainers, the coaches and so on, who are obviously often in close quarters and certainly are during matches. Absolutely.
And look, we have contacted both sports with notices letting them know what hygiene they should be undertaking, what steps they should be undertaking to minimise the risk of them catching the virus. But look, their health and safety is paramount. That's what our number one priority is. But at the same time, in rugby league, we need to play the game. Otherwise, the game will be certainly in some financial stress because we get our most money from broadcast. And if we can't broadcast the matches, well then we can't get the revenue to play the players, and that has an enormous multiplier effect through the whole game. And rugby league is what we look at. That's what we're tribal at, and what relaxes us. It's part of the fabric of our society. So sport is a release, and in these moments we need it more than ever.
Yeah, it's a very good point, Peter V'landys. That when people are going to be often at home, with self-isolation, being quarantined, and obviously gatherings of more than 500, which will end as of Monday, it is a time when people will be looking to their TV screens, to their sporting codes, to their favourite teams, to give them a little bit of hope and distraction at a very difficult time for the nation.
I think the word is distraction. We follow our teams to distract us from other elements of life. We get tribal, we get passionate, and we escape into another reality, and that's what sport does. And it also brings people together and brings friendship and a lot of other factors. And we need to continue to do that. And my job is to ensure that we can continue to play the game and do everything, even drastic measures, so as we can play the game. Because if we can't, it has enormous consequences, both economically and socially.
And finally, before I let you go, the Golden Slipper, one of the big events in racing for the year, that's coming up in the next couple of weeks. What are the implications for that?
Look, we'll have to run it with no people on the racecourse. But the thing is, racing generates most of its revenue from wagering. As long as people can still wager on the event, watch it on TV, well, the impact isn't so harsh. It has an financial impact because you make a lot of revenue out of people being on course. But the majority of our revenue comes from wagering. So we'll continue to run those big race meetings. We'll probably be running them at a loss. But in saying that, we need to continue paying the money to our participants and the owners who make significant investment in horses. We need to look after them. We're fortunate that we've put money aside for such a rainy day in a future fund. We'll have to tap into the future fund now because these are extraordinary circumstances.
They are indeed, Peter V'landys. We wish you all the very best in your dual roles with the Rugby League and with Racing New South Wales. Thanks as always for your time.
My pleasure.